The Altai Mountains are located in the Russian-Mongolian border region. We have been there for several times to conduct earthquake measurements. But in 2012, a very special event awaited Jasminka and me. As in previous years, the team consisted of different scientists from Tomsk. Unfortunately, this time without Professor Psakier. Then there were the drivers who were very skilled in their craft and in good cooking. Unfortunately, there was a small mishap this time. Despite all their driving skills, some forgot to apply the handbrake. We can already reveal that our drivers repaired the wrecked car. The next morning, Jasminka and I were brought to a place where a group of travelers had already gathered. A vehicle that didn't look much better than the damaged one was waiting for us. And as we began the journey, we realized why it looked so. It was an adventurous journey to here, through rivers, through mud, over hills, over slippery slopes, and now we know why our car looks like the way it does. But up here in the camp, it's very comfortable. There are all sorts of facilities for sleeping, eating and sports, just like in a real little village.
Да нет, мне кажется, побольше. Больше? Больше. Там, наверное, 1000, наверное, получается.
The Altai Mountains are comparable in altitude to the Alps. This year, Professor Psakier organized a trip for us to this camp. We should be picked up by a colleague of him who is working as a mountain guide. But unfortunately, his arrival has been delayed by 2 days. But that's not so bad because a very nice lady is giving us a private guided tour.
И на ней вообще нашли укок, лапа укок, это туда дальше еще. Ее нашли.
Well, and with that, we are back home at the camp. Here you can see the row of houses where we lived, and it's actually very cozy. Only when you had to go out at night, you had to go out. The next day was also sporty. We met up at the camp with a larger group, which this time also included younger people and children. And then we set off into an area that wasn't so much wooded. The next day has dawned and we want to take this opportunity to see exactly where we are. We started from Aktash by car. Our camp is roughly here. Yesterday we went on this sliding mountain, and today we want to visit the glacier with the glacier lake with our tour guide or mountain guide. The place we are going to today is iconic. The hills there are steep, the holes are deep, the stones are sharp, and in some places you have to climb over rocks. But the landscape is simply breathtaking. At the end of the path there is a small lake that invites you to linger. We use the morning of the next day to show off our complex. Here, as mentioned, is the terraced house where we live. At the end there is even a solar panel system, and if you go behind the house, you'll get to where you sometimes have to go. From our camp you have a fantastic view of the surrounding mountains. And if you take a walk, you'll notice that not only is a lot of solar energy used here, but there is also a hydroelectric power plant.
Вот там у нас, на тех скалках, раньше здесь был альпинистский лагерь, вот этот дом-то, кстати, стоит не случайно. Здесь...
Today there's another hike, not as stressful or extensive as the day before, but still enjoyable.
Почти, да?
And with that, the sportive part of the day comes to an end. We walk back over the bridge, but it's far away from over for today.
Какую хочешь? Там от папы.
Пока можно выйти. Ариш, если какая-то нравится, скажите.
Так, отстаньте от ребенка.
Как будет по-немецки авто?
Так,
Кому не надо?
а у нас мне не налито. С отцовственникова ничего такого нет.
We may have driven up here in an ancient car, but there are other vehicles that people use to get here. And you can see that this is really a meeting place for motor enthusiasts. But there are also other opportunities to do sports or exercises here. For example, there's a nice volleyball court, but the players seem to be pretty beginners. And in the cafeteria, the children thank, as always, for the wonderful food they've been given.
Сходили на гору, устали, пришли в столовку, все сожрали. Мы вам спасибо говорим, добавки мы всегда хотим. Мы команда просто класс, мы проглотим даже вас.
The next morning has dawned and our departure is imminent. This film was made in 2012, but it was edited in 2025, and unfortunately we did not know at the time of recording that we'd probably never see this area again. We'll have breakfast in the cafeteria one last time, and then we'll board a slightly more comfortable vehicle for the return journey.
Ничего.